My name is Ryan Smith, and this is my informative speech on alternative forms of power. We use power in our day-to-day lives for charging our electronics, for transportation, for powering our homes, just an infinite number of ways. So much of our day-to-day life is tied to this energy and power resource. Without it, drastic events could possibly occur, such as hospitals are heavily reliant on power, and without them, people who desperately need power to stay, alive, won't have it. We have transportation that desperately needs power, fossil fuels, so that way we can drive our cars. And then we also have food, which most foods need to be cold to be kept safe and consumable. Hopefully, after listening to my speech, you'll understand that there are multiple forms of power and that we don't need to rely on any one power, but maybe a combination of them would be the most beneficial for society. Power is an invaluable tool that we all need in our day-to-day lives. I'll go into the first most common, most widely used power source, solar power first. Solar power is the most well-known alternative power source, working by solar panels that are usually set up on roofs or in large rows. They store heat energy from the sun that is then stored through batteries. The batteries that are then holding the power that we then can use for any number of things, just like any other form of power for us. It's completely renewable because it is from the sun, and it has no known pollution, no known green zone effects, greenhouse effects. It is just a rapidly growing power source since its conception. It's becoming more of a household thing that you can do. It is expensive to set up, which is one of its downsides. However, because of the renewable aspect of it, the longer you keep it, the more money you'll save through the power bills and whatnot. The other downside, of course, being that if you live where the sun doesn't shine very often or at night, you won't be getting any power from it that isn't already, stored. The next we'll go over is hydroelectric power. Hydroelectric power is a well-known power source that we've used for hundreds and thousands of years. It works just by using gravity and the flow of water to push turbines, creating power that is stored in batteries that we then use in any number of ways. It's generally seen as non-pollutive, but it does have the problem of it can widely affect environments. It can affect fish and how they migrate or their entire little area. It can affect life that lives around where this plant will be set up. It's more environmentally destructive in the area it's set up, but it's a renewable energy, though it can ruin water quality over time. The next power source we'll go over is a controversial power source, though it is very useful and it's seen more and more use as time has gone on. It is a nuclear power. Since 2015, over 13 countries have used nuclear power to power their houses, their streets, their homes, everything. Hospitals, stores. Nuclear power works by using low-enriched uranium to produce electricity through fission. It creates an immense amount of power that is easily distributable, and it is surprisingly environmentally friendly. It causes no known greenhouse gases or combustion byproducts. The only main downside is a massive risk factor that we don't even know if it could occur. The risk factor is that if a catastrophic event occurs that ruptures the safety and the protection that holds, the radiation back, even if there was only minor radiation, the destruction could cause it to go crazy, and we could have disasters like Chernobyl or Fukushima, and the radiation damage to the land would be almost irreversible. Now that I've talked about a few different alternative sources of power, let's review. Today I shared with you those three sources: solar power, hydroelectric power, and nuclear. I hope this information helps you be a little more informed on them, a little more engaged in the topic at hand, if it ever comes up, and just know the options that are available. Thank you for listening to my informative